So here are good 4 problems that you can try on your own just to make sure you've got it. It will also help with your speed, not just your speed in simplifying the radicals, but also in cutting things in half and in thirds. You'll get a lot of practice with division that you might not normally do. And that's a good thing, because having that arithmetic foundation and that math sense will help you a lot in this course and moving forward. So go ahead and press pause, write down these problems, work them out, and then come on back and join me for the answers. Okay, if you're back, hopefully you've given these 4 problems a try and you're just looking to see if you've got the right answers. So 2 goes into 128 64 times. So this answer is 8 times the square root of 2. 32, 2 goes into 32 16 times. So this answer is 4 times the square root of 2. 18 is 3 times the square root of 2. And 108, got to do a little bit of work with 108. 2 goes into 108 54 times. 2 goes into 54 27 times. And then I've got 3, 9, 3, and 3. So we have a 6 times the square root of 3. So those are our 4 tries right there. Now, let's talk about what happens when we multiply radicals together. The square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is equal to 1 radical, 1 square root, with the 2 5s inside. So the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is equal to just 5. Now, if you need to see that a little bit more clearly with what you learned from elementary school, the square root of 25 is indeed 5. What we just went over was you have a pair of 5s underneath the radical or underneath the square root, which gives you an answer of 5. So now whenever you see a radical or square root, I have to be careful here because in higher algebra courses, you're going to talk about other roots. In Algebra 1, we're sticking with just the square roots. When you have a square root times itself, it's just equal to the radicand. On number 14, that's not the case though. So we've got the square root of 10 times the square root of 8. Well, that's the same thing as the square root of 10 times 8. Now, many people would probably say, well, I'm going to make that 80 and then go off to the side and break it down. But you could break this down in your head. The square root of 10 is the same thing as the square root of 10 in terms of 5 times 2. And then 8, and let me do this in color here, 10 is 5 times 2. You'll see why I put the 5 first in just a minute. 8 is the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2. Now I can look for my pairs. I have a pair of 2's, I have another pair of 2's, so I have 2 times 2 on the outside, and my leftover is that 5. So 4 times the square root of 5. Okay, you go ahead and try 15 and 16, and when you're ready, you can rejoin by coming back and pressing play. So if you're joining me right now, hopefully you've taken the time to try 15 and 16 on your own, and you got an answer of 6 for number 15, and for number 16, you got the square root of 6 as an answer. And you can see that we're going to be trying just 2 more, so we're just going to do these in this video right here. Go ahead and give those a shot. So try those by pressing pause and then come on back and join me. And if you're with me right now, hopefully you've taken the time to try 17 and 18 on your own. The square root of 5 times the square root of 10 is 5 times the square root of 2. And number 18, we actually did number 18 already. It is 4 times the square root of 5. So if it looked familiar, it was familiar because it was a problem that we already did on number 14.